want to learn or take away from that Philly game going forward here?
You know, lost against a quality opponent, but you know, some mistakes on our end, poor tackling, communication-wise, and our execution was just not up to par. Hopefully, we can improve that for the next show.
Kim, is it easier or more difficult when you play a team the second time in the year? I mean, do they do more the same or less of the same?
You know, I think I don't know what to say it's necessarily easy, but we know each other. We know what type of game it is. And I think that plays into, you know, constructing good game plans. But, you know, as they know you have to be willing to execute better. You know, already in this matchup, it comes down to a few plays. So it's really highlighted by, you know, turnovers, special teams, the team that gets off the field the fastest. So hopefully our defense is ready to do that.
What's been the key for you guys, limiting Lamar, and especially from a defensive front perspective? What are some of the most important things?
You know, reading your keys, getting multiple hats to the ball. The main thing I think is just the turnovers. You know, whether it's in the air or on the ground, you have to be very cognizant of that because they're high explosion offense, and so when we have those big plays, we provide short fields, and when we don't, you know, they're able to have a lot more success.
Kim, in that last meeting, how big do you think that turnover was against Derek early in the game? Did it kind of set a tone? Or
I think so. You know, it was a monumental play to just start this game off, and you know, I know their offense, you know, was a little bit slower to get going, but I thought it provided a little bit of a splash to get the game started.
Winning 8 out of 9 doesn't happen very often against any opponent, really. This is your biggest rival. Team good. I mean, is there any, do you even realize it's been 8 out of 9? Does it feel like that?
Not at all, because each game is coming down to a couple of possessions. You know, I don't think we get ahead of ourselves in that approach. I think we understand every time we go up against them, we need our best game.
Why do you think you guys have had so much success against, you know, the guy that's been MVP a couple of times?
Don't know, but hopefully we're knocking on the right doors, praying to God, and hoping we can do it again. Because you know, it's a tough task, you know, to do it one time, let alone in the past.
Do you feel like this is maybe, I don't want to say the start of the playoffs, but more like a playoff game here, considering what's at stake? You have a chance to win the division.
I don't know. I think what we're looking at is we're going to a hostile environment, and it's just against a quality opponent. I don't know if it's playoffs or what, but the main thing is we are just trying to get a W in Baltimore.
Okay. I know on Saturday that's your goal and everything, but the division title, when you talk about winning a season or going into a season goals, things like that, is that one of the goals? Is that just a...
It's one of the goals, but it's not the ultimate goal. I think we understand that, you know, there's a checklist we made for ourselves. And, you know, we talk about, you know, being a top team in the AFC. To be a top team in the AFC, you need to win the AFC North. To get to the playoffs, obviously we already did that, but, you know, we won home games in January. And so this is a step towards that.
Cam, you don't know about TJ at this point of the season, at this point of the week. I don't know if you have a feeling one way or the other. What do you do if he can't play?
I got to play outside linebacker. You know, we'll see. You know, I'll be sending ice to his house, praying to God we get him right. But, you know, getting lots of rest and get ready for Saturday.
Do you think you have a deeper group than maybe you've had in times?
Definitely have a deeper group. You know, you look throughout the season, we've had a lot of guys step up in that position when Alex has been down. So to watch Alex, Herb, Preston Smith, and then, you know, also watch Moon, you know, we have quality guys that, you know, could be starters on other teams.
Cam, you guys talk about QB contain a lot. How does going against guys like Jaden and Jalen Hurts different from going against Lamar? What's Lamar's kind of unique trait in that area?
Lamar is the most electric guy in the league right now. The shiftiness, you know, the play extension, he's second to none in that regard. He's got an arm that's a cannon, and you know, each week you just see a highlight by him. So I don't think anybody really compares to him right now.
I hear you mention the emotions the first time you played them.
Are they still there? Do you feel like you kind of worked through some of that?
I'm over it, man. I'm over it. It's a new team. We clinched the playoff spot, and it's bigger things to look at down the road. But right now this is a big game. It's a division game. It's a chance to get T-shirts and hats. So I'm all for it. I'm all for the rivalry and all that stuff. But I'm over my old team stuff.
Analytically, and also in terms of just the eye test, you guys have been a good tackling team all year. Was that an anomaly? What happened last week, you think?
I think we just got to look in the mirror, like I said. We just got to get better. The plays that we should have made, we should have made. And I think if we all look in the mirror, we should understand that that wasn't us and that's not acceptable and no way, shape, or form. So we just got to go back to doing what we do and doing it at a high level.
When you're optimistic TJ's going to play, and how much does it change things if he can't go?
If he plays, he plays. If he don't, he don't. Would I love TJ out there? Hell yeah, who wouldn't? But we got guys. We got Herb, Alex, Preston, Moon, whoever go in. We got the utmost confidence in to go out there and get the job done.
Is it easier or tougher playing a team the second time in a year? I mean, do they do more or less of what they did the first time?
It's tougher. It's just them, they know you. So it's tougher. It's always it could either be a higher scoring game or it could be a lower scoring game for both sides. So you just never know with these kind of rivalry games and stuff. Lately it's been low scoring. I mean, my first game I played when I was in Baltimore against the Steelers, it was 34-31 games, something crazy like that. So you never know how it could go.
Looking at the tape, how's Baltimore kind of evolved since the first
How's
time?
that?
So how's Baltimore evolved since the first time you saw them?
Lamar's pushing the ball down the field even more. I know he had a good rating going into the last time we played and stuff, but just seeing now that they're taking away more shots down the field, letting him do what he do. Just watching the film, that's probably the biggest thing I noticed.
Patrick, with some of the communication on having Deshaun out there, and how valuable is he if you can get him back to your defense? Yeah,
that's a guy that we all know and love. Just good communication, a short tackler, just a guy who likes to play football at a high level. So, if we could have him, we'd love to. But like I said, this is a next man up type of league, and whoever comes in that spot, we know we got the most confidence in.
Having played with Lamar before, what is it about him when it gets to the last month of the season? I mean, does he just seem to grow in everything he does? Does he seem to pick up steam maybe over the last month or so of the year?
I think anytime he can make a play, he's gonna try to make that play. I don't think he try to hold anything back. Especially in the end of the season, everything's on the line at that point. There's no holding back from him. So you definitely see that now. Him lowering his shoulder, him stiff arming the guy out of bounds, which was crazy. Just him pushing the ball down the field, just a whole lot more plays that he's trying to make.
Does that make him even more dangerous as a defense when you're preparing for him?
I think he's always been dangerous, the most dangerous guy in the NFL. So, we got to prepare the same way that we've been preparing.
Yes, clinched playoff spot, not really the way you wanted to last week. How much would it mean to kind of go win the division on the field against the team that's chasing?
Yeah, it'll be nice. Like I said, that's definitely a goal that some people have, but my goal is bigger things, honestly. And I definitely would be excited with my teammates to be able to go into a division opponent and get that kind of win. But like I said, this is a game that we all just got to take very serious. It's a t-shirt hatting game, a division game that's a huge game. So damn right, I'm ready to go try to do that.
Patrick, you play with him. You've seen a lot of tape of him. How many times have you watched what Lamar does and just be like, damn, how does somebody do that?
Yeah, he's a great player. He's the best in the world, honestly, at what he does. So anytime you got to prepare for a guy like that, I'm sitting there watching film. It's like he's making plays. But me knowing the type of player I am, I want to try to stop that and the competitive nature with me. So like I said, it's just going to be a game. Everybody going to make their plays, and whoever make the most plays is going to win that.
We kind of beat ourselves. We can't go out there and play less physical than guys. We missed a lot of tackles and things like that. We got guys to the ball, but we weren't making the tackles. Communication is key. And we weren't communicating as well as we have been in past weeks. They kind of gave us a little bit of tempo and hurry up. But just the communication and finishing the tackles.
Are there things that you can take from the first time you guys played the Ravens that you did well that you can apply in this game? What are some of those things?
Just taking the ball away. You win the turnover battle. It's a high % chance that you win the game. And special teams, defense, and we played as a team, complementary football. Offense, they were scoring the points when we got them the ball back and things like that. And in special teams, we won the field position battle.
As a rookie, how do you prepare to go into Baltimore? What have you kind of heard about what that atmosphere is like?
It's just the same thing, you know, the week by week. You know, the process for me doesn't really change based on the environment. We play defense, so it's not going to be as loud for us because obviously they want their offense to be able to communicate and hear play calls and make those kind of adjustments. Versus if we was playing here, then it would be harder for us, you know, because we want the crowd to be as loud as possible.
I know you guys are on the first part of this 3-game, 11-day stretch. As a rookie, how are you handling it? What's maybe the toughest part of getting through this stretch of games?
I think it's just like, you know, making sure that you stay focused and on top of your body. Obviously, you got to practice. You know, you got the game plans. It's probably not going to be as, you know, it's not going to be as much calls in and stuff like that because it's like next week we're going to have a shorter week and things like that, and just we're not going to be able to, you know, practice as intensely as we would for normal games because it's so much short time, you know, obviously having the 3 games in 10 or 11 days, whatever it is. So just guys being on top of the bodies for real.
Game, are you excited about this one?
Yeah, it's big. Obviously playing for a hat and a t-shirt after this one. So just there's a lot of weight on it, and you know, to be a part of it, I'm grateful. Obviously, the first one we got the win, but that means nothing. We got to go out, execute, and we're playing an amazing team with amazing players. So we have to have an amazing week of practice on a short week, obviously, and you know, just go out there and execute.
Hey, what do you take away from that game Sunday that can help you on Saturday?
I think it just comes down to execution and communication. You know, it's very simple. Stuff that, you know, we thought that we fixed from the beginning of the season kind of showed back up. So just, you know, honing back in on those small things like communicating, and, you know, hopefully we get some of the guys back, so that'd be big. And, you know, just continuing to execute every day in practice and take that to Sunday with us.
You guys had a big play at the start of that game against the Ravens that you forced Derrick Henry to fumble. How important is it to maybe have a play like that early in this one too?
Yeah, I think Coach Danny Smith says it the best in our special teams meetings. To beat quarterbacks like this, you have to keep them off the field. And, you know, Nick Herbig still in possessions like he did. I mean, that's what you have to do to beat people like Lamar Jackson, the Joe Burrows, the guys that are in this conference are. You just have to take possessions away from them, and, you know, stuff like that. That's how you keep them off the field. You get Russ on the field, you get Najee on the field, those guys that can score, and just, you know, being able to steal possessions from these great all-time quarterbacks is very important.
Is it more difficult when you play a team the second time around in a season? I mean, do you see less of the same or more of the same?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's pros and cons because the stuff that you know about them, they also know that about you. So, you know, every advantage we think we have, you know, they have the same advantage. So, I mean, everybody has the same amount of time to prepare. But obviously for me, it's super cool. Like when we played the Browns, some of the stuff that we talked about in that game we're showing back up. So it's just really cool to be in the first game plan practice of the week and know what's going on and have a feel for what you're getting on certain down and distances and certain situations with personnel on the field.